Hello and welcome to our final page 3 hot topics. It has been a fantastic couple of years with the Daily Star with our page 3 panel, but sadly all good things have to come to an end. So we have included some amazing topics today to talk about. We have got Netflix. What did you think of the Harry and Meghan series? Jeremy Clarkson has commented on Meghan Markle, in my opinion, frankly appalling. But we want to hear about your comments. What do you think about that? Do let us know in the comment section. We can get them answered for you. Jess, Barbie, and Kate, welcome to our final page 3 hot topics. So girls, we're going to kick off with Jeremy Clarkson, and he has issued what some people are saying a non-apology. Some people are saying it is an apology. What do you think about this then? Jeremy Clarkson has basically slammed Meghan Markle in his column, comparing Meghan, this is quoted, Meghan, though, it is a different story. I hate her. Not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lie there grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain, while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement at her. That was his column. Pretty strong words. Obviously has caused a major reaction, and I think something that he himself wasn't expecting. But when you say words like that, then it's obviously going to cause a reaction. Barbie, what do you think about Jeremy Clarkson's comments about Meghan?
Reading that, it's absolutely disgusting. I don't know what has given him the right to do that. She's never done anything wrong to him as far as I'm aware. She gets all this criticism and I just don't understand why. But I did see that column, and then I did see his daughter's statement, and 100% agree with his daughter. She must be so embarrassed of her dad. If that was my dad, I'd be absolutely appalled.
Yeah, so she, Emily Clarkson, I follow her too. She is very much here for women's rights and feminism. She actually released a statement on her story, which I think we do have to hand if we can get up. And there's also a picture of her and Jeremy too somewhere. And she essentially said that she didn't agree with her dad's views at all, and that she is very much her own person, and she is not in agreement whatsoever. She's also got a massive following. Her following, I'm sure, is very much reflective of her views majorly, and her full-time job is essentially being an influencer. So yes, a big following for her too. Kate, do you think that Jeremy Clarkson should have more repercussions for the words that he said? Obviously, there's this whole argument of freedom of speech in the UK, but those are pretty strong words.
I mean, yeah, freedom of speech, but I honestly think what he said bordered like hate speech. Like, I was comparing it after, and I think it's so awful. I can't believe he said it, and I can't believe they even printed it. Like, someone must have run that over and be like, okay, let's print this. It's really appalling. It's disgusting what he said, and I don't think he's even apologized. I think he's just, oh, I'll have to make a statement. Like, he's not properly apologized. It's just, oh, I've offended loads of people, so
yeah, there is not a sorry in this statement. It says, "Oh dear, I'd rather put my foot in it." In a column I wrote about Meghan, I made a clumsy reference to a scene in Game of Thrones, and this has gone down badly with a great many people. I'm horrified to have caused so much hurt, and I shall be more careful in future. But there's no word sorry there. Jess, what do you make of the statement?
Yeah, I think he likes stirring up a fuss, and he knows that he'll be okay no matter what he says, even though it is really, really bad. But yeah, he deserves his platforms taken away. I actually think that the stuff that he says is worse than anything Andrew Tate said, because his is actually like aimed at one woman, and Andrew Tate's been stripped of his platforms. I don't know that much about Andrew Tate, but that's what I gather. So I think he should be too. And Kanye West, I know what Kanye West was saying was a lot worse, but I think that he needs to get his voice taken away because it's just spreading hate, personally.
Yeah, Tanya said Jeremy Clarkson knows full well what he is saying. He's worked in the media for many, many years. Kate, do you think that he expected it to blow up as much as he did, as it did? Should I say?
Maybe not as much as it did, but I mean, he said nasty comments about Meghan before as well, which was in the replies to his apology. And I just think he thinks, well, I can get away with this, you know. So I'll just put this if there'll be a reaction, whatever.
Because he does have a massive fan base, and even through those wild comments he made in his column, lots of people are saying, well, freedom of speech, you can say what you like. Kimmy said, I don't understand why Meghan is hated the way she is. This has been going on for years. Barbie, what do you think about that comment?
I just think it's getting out of hand. Like, the girl can't even breathe without getting something said. So yeah, I definitely agree with what Kim just said. It's like she can't do anything right.
Kev said everyone has an opinion and can be judgmental. Whether they keep it to themselves or allowed to go public and print in the paper, it's their decision. Jess, you obviously said that, you know, you think that Jeremy should have his platform stripped of him. And Kate, you also mentioned the fact that, you know, someone would have gone over that and checked it before it got printed. An MP has come out today saying that he should have his contract with ITV basically stripped. John Nicholson said, following grotesque comments made about the First Minister and the Duchess of Sussex, I do not believe Jeremy Clarkson should be allowed back on our screens. I've written to the chief executive of ITV. Are you in agreement with that then, Kate, the same as Jess saying that he should be stripped of privileges like this due to his comments?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. 100%. And I would be for that.
Barbie, what do you think?
Yeah, because I remember watching Jeremy Clarkson when I was younger, and my dad used to watch all his TV shows. So if he's something that kids and younger adults look up to, and he's speaking about women like that, then he shouldn't be on the TV at all.
Yeah. Well, obviously, he's released a statement. Do you think he needs to say more, Jess? Do you think he actually needs to say sorry? I mean, what do you think he will do next? Just stay silent now?
Well, I think that the thing is, if he just says sorry now, it's a bit like he's only saying it for the sake of saying sorry, and he doesn't actually mean it. I think that the companies he works for should just take action, because if there was somebody tweeting stuff like that worked for like a bank or like a really reputable company, I think you probably would get some sort of hearing or disciplinary, or like spoken to by your general manager. So I do think he deserves something. But I think the whole sorry thing is by the by, because he obviously doesn't mean it.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point. If he was in a different position, I know for a fact if I tweeted something like that, I would 100% be called up to my editor and my boss and say, well, hold on a minute, what is this about?
Yeah.
It's extremely worrying. I mean, we took this to a poll then. Let's have a look at the poll to see what you guys thought about this. Should Jeremy Clarkson face permanent ITV ban over Meghan Markle comments? No, 54%. Yes, 45%. Okay, Kate, so I'm going to take this to you. With people saying that he's 54% in favour that he shouldn't face permanent ban, do you think there's anything he could do further to basically shift it so that more people were in agreement that he should face a permanent ban, or perhaps come back onto the TV screens? Is there more that he can do here to revert those comments, or is the paint already set?
I mean, I think he said what he said, and he said a lot of controversial comments in the past, so it was disappointing, but it didn't massively surprise me when I read it. I don't think there's anything he can do now. If he came out and said sorry, maybe he will. It's very obvious that you're only saying sorry because of this, because after seeing his first apology. So, but he might come out and say sorry again. I don't think he will at this point. I just think it'll kind of die down.
So Jay makes a point, which I did say he has got a big fan base. Sorry, but a lot of people agree with him. The public, for a large part, have had enough of the whinging, whining, ungrateful Duke and Duchess of Deceit. It's obviously Jay's opinion there, and they're referring to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is obviously off the back of the Netflix series, which we will be talking about later. Barbie, for someone who's got a big Instagram following and a big Facebook following, do you think that you need to hold yourself accountable for views that you put out there?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I have someone that manages all my socials, and if I want to make a statement, I would always ask them first what they think for a second opinion. And I believe if I put something out there, I need to prepare for the backlash. So I think he 100% knew what was going to come from this.
Okay. Jess, any final thoughts on this? It's obviously got people talking.
I don't know. I just really want to see his voice taken away. But then I guess that's like cancel culture. Not everyone's going to have the same opinions. I guess you can't just censor people because you don't like what they say. But I think it's hate speech now, so he should be penalised in some way.
Yeah, his excuse was the fact that he compared it to a Game of Thrones scene. But for people who don't watch Game of Thrones, that would have gone over their heads. So yeah. Okay then. Interesting. We're going to talk about now Love Island. Maya Jama has been confirmed as replacing Laura Whitmore, who we can see there in the new series of Love Island. Love Island every single year, as we know, gets lots of mixed reviews. Some people call for it to be stopped. Some people are bored of it. Some people say it's too bad on people's, young people's mental health. Some people say it's not diverse enough. Some people love it. Some people have been calling for a new host for years. Well, which is their command. Maya Jama has now been confirmed. Girls, will this make you want to watch it more than it has in previous series, Jess?
Yeah, definitely. I really like Maya Jama, so I definitely want to watch it.
She seems fun and genuine is what she comes across on social media. She doesn't come across really, really polished like other stars. Yeah, she seems more genuine, and I think she'll get along really well with the contestants. Kate, do you think that there have been calls for Love Island to be banned? Do you think that now that Maya Jama is now coming into it, that it will change people's opinions?
I don't think a new host will necessarily change people's opinions. People do struggle when they come out of Love Island. Obviously, there's been people who have committed suicide before. I think they need to continue to improve their how much they see like therapists in there. So I don't think a host would change people's opinion on it personally.
Okay, that's an interesting point. Barbie, are you in agreement with Kate?
Yeah, I see where Kate's coming from. Like, the host isn't going to change anything, but I do think it will bring a lot more people to watch this show. I think she's really bubbly, fun. So yeah, I think it's a really good move for Love Island.
Yeah. Okay. So now that she has been confirmed, do you think that they should change any aspects of the show? Perhaps going to Kate's point about the fact that there have been quite huge headlines and people's lives severely affected from aftermath of dealing with what happens after the show, from even being on the public platform, which comes with the publicity of the show, hosting it. Jess, do you think what do you think it needs to be in place this time round in order to prevent these awful mental health stories from happening?
Don't know. I think the whole premise of the show, maybe it's got better because we haven't really heard of anything happening since 2018 is the last one. Oh no, when did Caroline Flack pass away? Years ago, but even so, we haven't heard of it in a while. But so maybe things have improved, but I just think the whole thing is just kind of impossible to monitor because once they go out into the big bad world, it's just like, what can you do? And if it doesn't go the way that they want it to go, I watched a documentary the other day. It was a Channel 4 one on Love Island and afterwards, and they were talking to Coco. Remember Coco from the one that's just gone? And she was saying how she thought she was going to come out with millions of followers. She came out with 30k followers, and she thought that like her whole life would change, but she actually went back just the other day and did a shift at her old job. Like, I just think you can't control it. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything you can do really. Maybe just warn them like this isn't like a golden ticket to stardom at all. It's like only for some people that are gonna make it.
Yeah.
All make it.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Barbie, would you put any other measures in place?
Yeah, I agree with Jess really. Like, I think a lot of people do think they're going to go in there and come out just like Molly May. And I think more people are going in for it as a career move rather than actually finding love. So I do think they should put genuine people in there that are genuinely looking for love, not just like to be the next influencer or anything like that, because it does, like Coco said, she thought she was going to come out and be this big star, and it's like a reality hit that she's not.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, we took this to a poll. Let's see what you guys thought about Love Island. Will you be watching the new Love Island and Maya Jama? No, but that is the Daily Star audience. And it's a classic case of, isn't it? You say you won't watch it, you say you won't do it, and then actually when the series starts playing, then you do tune in. So when this actually does happen, be very interested to see what the poll says in genuine time, real time. But yeah, I think she'll have to bring something different this season if she wants people to tune in. But I think personally, it's a great decision. Okay, we're going to move back to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex now. The Netflix series. We haven't had time to talk about this on Pastry Hot Topics yet. After they released all 6 episodes. 3 at a time in a fortnight. So do you sympathize with Harry and Meghan more now that Netflix series has been released? Did you learn anything new from it? We want to know your comments, so do let us know in the comments below and then we can get them answered for you. Kate, did you learn anything new, and has your opinion on Harry and Meghan changed?
Yeah, so I actually really liked Harry and Meghan before I watched it, so I watched it straight away. I thought it was kind of going to be a standard show about their life, kind of every day in the life of Harry and Meghan. I didn't realize the angle it was going to go towards how she was treated by the British media and the relationship between the royal family and the British media. So I found it really insightful.
Yeah, so obviously one thing I would say from a journalist perspective is the fact that obviously it was quite biased. So it's obviously all in Harry and Meghan's opinion. Even though it was produced by Netflix, they were also co-producers of their own series. But there was some quite interesting points, actually, if you don't know anything about how royal rosters and stuff work in the media. Then that gives you a good insight as to who actually has to be there for the royal events, and then how it trickles down. Kev, I started watching the first episode just out of interest, but fell asleep 5 minutes in. Lol, yawn. Okay, Barbie. So obviously Kev's opinion is quite strong there. But were you keen on watching it? Were you one of the first people to tune in, or had you lost interest given the fact that Harry and Meghan also did Oprah interviews and several other magazine interviews before they did this Netflix series?
Yes, I was keen to watch. I think I watched it like 2 days after it came out, and then I've just finished the last 3 episodes, and I absolutely loved it. I think it showed them in a different light, like very normal people, and they just wanted a normal life. And I do think they're very much in love, and I just enjoyed watching it, to be honest. But everyone has their own opinions, but yeah, I just think I'm all for them.
That is one thing that I can definitely agree with you there, is the fact that you can very much tell they are very, very much in love, and they do absolutely anything for each other. And it did give some background into the series, didn't it, of just how genuine their relationship was and still is. Jess, did you watch it? Did your opinions on Harry and Meghan change because of it?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I did like it. I just thought it was a bit depressing and boring, and we know what happens in the end anyway. But no, I did really like it. I thought it was good, but I'm not watching anymore. I just think it's a waste of time to watch anymore. But I was really looking forward to it, and then I was just like, me.
Is that because you're bored of the same message being given across, like woe is me in my mansion in California?
No, it's not that. It's just that I know what happens. Like they end up leaving the royal family basically, and it just turns into like a frenzy. It just gets worse and worse and worse. So I was just a bit like I would watch it, Again, maybe actually, but there's other stuff I'd rather watch, but I still love them. But yeah.
Okay. So obviously, girls, you're all a big fan of the series. Lots of people have said though we haven't really learned anything new. Jess, you said you knew the end of the story, right? Did you learn anything new from this? Kate, you said obviously about how the media and stuff works in their eyes. Obviously, the actual facts of it is it could definitely be argued there. But you did kind of see sort of like a general overview. Barbie, did you learn anything new from watching the whole 6 episodes?
Yeah, I learned a lot about them as a couple and as like normal people. I didn't know that they'd met via Instagram and like the little things like living on a farm, and yeah, I just liked watching them as normal people, not like in the role of the royal family. I really enjoyed it, and I think I learned a lot about them, and that's why I like them a lot more.
So some people's arguments would be, well, then, yes, okay, this is all well and good if they were normal people. But the fact is they've still got their titles, and they slam the royal family a lot and the media in there. So lots of people are saying, well, why do they still have their titles if they dislike how they got treated so badly by the royal family? So do you think perhaps that there should be a review into their titles at all, Barbie?
I think from their point of view, like they still want to represent something important, but they don't want to be a part of the royal family because of the toxicness in it at the moment. So I think it's fair that because they are really good role models, they do all sorts for charity, that they should have these royal titles, but they just don't like to be involved with what's actually going on in the royal family.
Okay. Lots of people arguments would be though that they can still be part of the royal family though, but without the titles. But then I guess they have to be financially independent, don't they? And in order to be financially independent, they do need that link to the royal family. Okay. Jess, any final thoughts then before we move on Harry and Meghan's Netflix series? Will you be watching it over the Christmas break when you have a bit more time, or are you?
Maybe like if my family put it on, then I might watch it. But if I'm not going to choose to watch it if they don't put it on, I don't think.
Okay, fine. All right then. I think we did have a poll on this. If we can bring it up, do you sympathise with Harry and Meghan more now that the series has been released? No, 72%. Yes, 27%. Kate, what do you say about the people who have said no? Do you think they need to open their eyes more?
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably haven't watched it. If you really dislike Meghan and Harry, you won't watch it. So I don't know. I think people just don't like them, anything they do, and obviously they're always in the media, like anything negative they can say, so it doesn't help.
Okay, fine. Interesting. Well, thank you. Any other comments about Harry and Meghan, then do let us know and we'll bring them up. But we're now going to go to our final hot seat, and it's with everyone this week. So this is the part of the show where we get to ask all of the Pagetree panel any questions you'd like, as long as it is PG. So I'm going to go around the panel now and ask them the same question, and then you can bring in comments and questions beneath in the engagement section on Facebook or Twitter, and we can bring them up accordingly. But girls, from the last 2 years of doing Hot Topics, is there anything you've learned from Hot Topics that you'll be taking into the future? Jess, because you're the longest standing in Hot Topics, we'll go to you first.
I don't know, guys. That's a really hard question. I've learned loads of lovely facts about my co-workers, my PhD co-workers. That's been lovely. So I'll take that with me.
Okay, that's a very, very good answer. You thought of that very quickly. Okay, Barbie, then to you next.
I think I've learned how to have a debate with people. Like you can all talk about one subject, but every single person can have a different opinion, and that's fine. So I think I'll learn how to do that without that sounding weird. But yeah, because we all have such different opinions, and we can have a debate about it without arguing or anything. Then I've learned how to do that.
That's a very good point. We have got lots of different opinions on here, so it has been good for debates, and especially in the comment sections as well. People have been very divided. Kate, then, what have you learnt from the hot seat that you'll be taking forward?
The importance of strong internet connection, and I think
that's a good one.
Yeah, and to just look at every opinion before you vocalize yours. Make sure you know the topic fully and don't just comment from one angle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, do your research. Do your research, because you will be called out on it if you don't do your research. Okay, well, that was my question. Barbie, any questions for anybody in the panel today? And then we're going to go around the circle.
So, girls, what are your plans now that you will not be doing the page 3 hot topics?
Okay, we'll kick off then with Jess first.
I guess just keep doing page 3, keep doing OnlyFans, and that's it really. Just carry on as normal, I guess. It will be sad though. I'll miss you guys.
Keep calm, carry on, and likewise, and hopefully it won't be the last that we'll see from you girls. It will just be in a different capacity. It just won't be on hot topics anymore. Kate, then your answer to Barbie's question.
Keep debating with people in different capacities, because it's always good to have a good debate.
Okay. Fabulous. That sounds good. Nothing like a good pub starter than getting into a debate on a Saturday night. That sounds like good fun. Okay. In terms of me, what will I be doing? I'll be carrying on doing my job.
Very busy.
Huh?
You'll be very busy as always.
Very busy as always, yeah. Very busy. And I'll carry on doing my TV bits as well. So I don't know, you'll see me on a platform somewhere, maybe. Okay. All right. Jess.
What are you guys going to miss the most about Hot Topics?
Barbie first.
Probably just catching up with everyone and having our little debates. I actually really enjoy this half an hour that we have, and I've gotten to know all the girls. So yeah, but we'll stay in touch on Instagram, and we're all going to go out socializing soon, so it'll still be fun.
Yeah,
exactly. Kate.
Same as what Barbie said, just debating and keeping up with kind of what's going on in the world in regards to Harry and Meghan and stuff. I'll probably still keep up with that. I'll miss Chloe's questions unless she's not here today.
Yeah, Chloe. I bet she's so gutted that she's not on this.
Yeah, no, Chloe is a firm favorite, I think, as well of Hot Topics. But you can catch Chloe over on her Instagram. She is tagged on various Daily Star posts, so you can go see her on there and see what she's up to. Has everyone asked a question now around the circle? Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Barbie, then I'm going to ask you in terms of plans and for your next year. You say you miss New York quite a lot on your Instagram stories. Do you have any big trips planned?
Yeah, so next year I'm going to tour America. So I'm going to go back to New York, I'm going to go to LA, Miami, and do all the big cities there. So that's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Oh, that sounds good. And I'm sure you'll keep us updated on where you're going to be, and all of your fabulous photos and content that comes from it, which I'm very jealous. If you can hit me up with a photographer, then that would be fantastic. Okay, fine. Kate, in the next 6 months, what is your goal? Do you have one? Are you going to put any pressure on yourself?
Yeah, obviously I really wanted to graduate with my degree. I'm hoping to do that in May, so I need to work hard to achieve that. And I want to work on my business more, and I'm looking at jobs at the minute for after I graduate. So there's that as well.
Very exciting. Okay. Jess, you said you're going to keep up with your OnlyFans content and your page 3 bits. Do you give yourself a date as to when you're going to, maybe put page 3 and OnlyFans and stuff to the side? Are you going to carry on till you're in your 60s?
Oh God, no. I need to graduate. Same as Kate, next year, and then I have to, I guess, just be normal and just do normal stuff, get a normal job. I did have a normal job, but I'm doing a top up now because I think I still need to save. It's a very complicated, long thing, but I think maybe in the next 2 years I'll stop with glamour work completely and then go full time into the 9-to-5 world. But I'm not ready to give it up yet. I thought I was, but I'm not.
No, she's not. She just wants to carry on. She just wants to carry. Lots of fans would be very happy about that.
Hello.
Okay, girls, then from you all each, whilst there's a bit of a technical issue, don't know why that's happening. If everyone can just mute themselves, then hopefully we'll get that tech issue done with. Okay, I think it's all clear for the one final question then from everybody on Hot Topics. Kate, final one then for anybody you would like in the circle. Go. You're going to have to unmute yourself, sorry.
You think I know that by now? Can I ask everyone? It's just a silly one. What food would you eat?
You can ask everybody.
What food, if you had to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh my God. Okay. I'll kick off. I actually really crave, like, if I've had like really unhealthy diet, I'll crave fruit and veg. So I think I'd probably go for something quite balanced. I think I'd probably have, like, this sounds so ridiculous, like some salted pistachio nuts, a big thing of strawberries, and maybe a little bit of sushi. And I could eat that for the rest of my life and I would be very, very happy. That's my answer to what I'd eat for the rest of life. Hopefully it includes 3 different types of foods. But yeah, I wouldn't go for something like burger or pizza or something. I think I'd feel sick after 2 days. So yeah, okay, that's me. Barbie next.
So anyone that knows me knows that I'm obsessed with Chinese food, but I think I'd get a little bit bored after a while. So I'm going to go with Italian food because there's such a wide range of it. So pizza, pasta, meats. I think, I just have to stick with Italian.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't realize we were going for a whole country. If we're going for a whole country. Okay, Jess, your turn.
I would do roast dinner because I just love roast dinners and I'd never feel sick at like a roast dinner. So that's what I would choose.
That is very, very yummy indeed. Okay. Jess, whilst we're on you then, one final question then for everybody in the circle.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Mine would be to keep up 10,000 steps a day.
Nice. Healthy.
I don't really do that at the moment, and my weight does fluctuate when I don't do that. And if I just keeps 10k steps a day, then I'm usually good with skipping a couple of gym days. So I just need to carry on doing 10k steps a day, get up early to walk the dog, make sure I'm going for that evening walk with the dog. Like, just keeping it up, keeping myself moving, because if I don't move, then my mental health slumps and stuff like that. So need to keep on moving, keep those calves tight. And yeah, that would probably be mine. A bit boring, but it does the job.
Yeah, a good one.
Kate.
So my New Year's resolution is the same as last year. I'm trying to get this job, but I need to pass a fitness test, and I failed it for the 3rd time the other day. So I'll have to keep going for that. It's a bleep test, remember from school, or a beep test?
Yes.
So, I hate it.
My friend had to do this for the job that she was doing as well. It's intense. It's intense. But you'll get there.
Hopefully.
You'll get there. Okay, well, fingers crossed for you. Barbie.
I'd say my New Year's resolution is to always think positive. Even if you're in a negative situation, there will be a positive to come out of it. So I want to keep positive thoughts always. And going into 2023, that's what I want to continue to do.
Fabulous. That's a very wholesome answer. Who's left to ask the question then to the rest of the group? Is that everybody?
Thanks.
Everybody. Okay. All right then, girls. One final question from me then. What is your favourite thing about page 3, Barbie?
Favorite thing, probably like all my family picking up the newspaper and showing me. I love it when my nephews like hold the piece of paper and like, that's my auntie. So yeah, I probably like doing my family proud and them picking up the paper in the shop. I know that every time that I'm in page 3, my grandma literally runs to the shop like 8 a.m. in the morning to go and get the paper. So yeah, that's my favourite thing about page 3.
Bless, that's so cute. That's so sweet. Okay, that's a nice one. Kate, what's your favourite thing about page 3?
Probably like going to the supermarket and buying 10 copies of it. Everyone's looking at you like, what are you doing?
That's a good one. That's a good one. And final one from you, Jess.
I guess I like the shoot days, like getting your hair and makeup done, and I live on like the other side of London to the studio, so it's nice to have a reason to go to that side of London and then like meet friends on that side when I'm there. So yeah, probably that, just like taking the pictures.
Lovely. Okay, girls. Well, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done with the Page 3 Hot Topics for the past couple of years. It has been so much fun. Through lockdown, we've had some great times, through some technical difficulties along the way, which have just been stressful, but also hilarious looking back, to some outrageous comments that you guys have made, some absolutely fantastic debate. I've absolutely enjoyed every single second. You made my little idea come into light when I pitched it to my boss, and sort of giving a different side to page 3, which I don't think people realise. You girls are all obviously opinionated, educated, intelligent young women, and I think it's really important to see that side of page 3, which I don't think lots of people see a lot. So yeah, we brought it to modern day. It's been so much fun. Hopefully you'll see all of the page 3 panel next year on various projects. We did a day in the life of page 3, which is over on our TikTok. There are more exclusive videos to be coming soon on that. I see the girls behind the scenes on page 3 shoots. It's also over on our Instagram. We're going to be doing a long video as well. Also would like to thank Sam, who works behind the scenes on this, as well as Ed and all the other social video producers, as well as Megan, who live tweets it. So if you're looking at the live tweets right now, Megan is working very much on that. Kirshen, who did the polls. There are so many people to say to make this a running operation every single week, but it is sadly come to an end. But we will be back, as I said, next year, just in a different form and different capacity. So keep your eye on Daily Star socials. You can follow all the girls to see what they're up to on our Daily Star story. I will be tagging them all shortly. So defo give us a follow on there, which shares the Facebook story if you don't have Instagram. If you don't, though, you're missing out on lots of very, very good content. And you can follow the girls on there. They'll all be tagged by 3 p.m. as I got lots to do, but I'll make sure that it is on my list to make sure that they are all tagged by 3 p.m. so you can see them all on there. But yes, that is all from me. But have a lovely Christmas, girls, and best of luck for the new year. I'm sure you'll be seeing them as well, all on your page 3 papers soon. But it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and hopefully we'll see them all in next year in a slightly different capacity. So thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.